Meet Bill Neill, Ripon College class of '67. He started working for the college in 1972, and by the end of June 2011, after 39 years of dedicated service to the college, the shelves of Ripon memorabilia lining his office will be gone, and he'll be off on a boat somewhere, starting his next adventure. On the cusp of his retirement, we spoke to Bill about what fuels his passion for Ripon, and how 39 years could somehow go by in a blink. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real Mr. Ripon.
Well, my jobs have changed a number of times here, obviously, at the college, and I've had the opportunity not only to work 12 years in the alumni office, but then to move back into the development office to do fundraising again. So I moved into the annual fund role, did that for 3 years, then did director of special gifts for about 3 years, then became director of plan giving for about 5 years. I guess it's been 39 years. It's gone really quickly, and I've had opportunities to try all sorts of different jobs. All the jobs really have given me an opportunity to spend time with our students, our faculty, and our alumni on a more personalized basis, and that's the part that I really, I guess, enjoy in each of those jobs. That's really been the special part of it. I've always felt that Ripon was worth my time in the long term, and not just in a short term for a short period of time. I felt I could be more effective by being here a longer time, and I got to know people on an entirely different basis. They're not just prospects, they're good friends. Enthusiasm for Ripon isn't very hard, and I think that anybody that's worked here understands that, because it's not the institution as much as it is the people. The kids that come here, the students that come here, I call them kids because they really are young by comparison to where I am now. But when I started at 27 years old, I noticed a whole group of people who were faculty members that all of a sudden became my friends. The biggest charge for me over the years has been the students, though. They really give you reason to go out and promote the school and promote people being concerned on a long-term basis with supporting the school. What Ripon adds in the way of value to a student's life is something that I just, every time I talk to a student, there's another reason for being enthused about this. And when I go out and talk to alumni who are in Arizona or Florida, wherever it happens to be, and they say, so how are things at Ripon today? I love to tell the stories of the students who I have interacted with and what their reflections are. When I hear a student on the telephone calling alumni and encouraging their support, they tell stories. I mean, they just share what's going on and why they're enthused about the college. And that enthusiasm is so easy. It's very contagious. I mean, it's just unbelievable for me. I listened to some of our students as they were describing to prospective students what it is that makes Ripon special to them. And though they talk about organizations they're in, they talk about things that they do, I'd say the major portion of these discussions revolve around the time that they've spent with a professor, one-on-one, in a laboratory or in a classroom, working on a psychology project or biology project. Their enthusiasm for the college is built in the classroom. And we joke about 50% of your education comes socially and 50% comes academically. And that's all fine. But what they remember are the names of those professors that really care about their education and about them personally. I think alumni support of Ripon College is a tradition. I'd love to see it be a stronger tradition. But I think that, we achieve a percentage every year. We certainly could do better. But when we look at overall, our alumni association if we look at a 5-year period, people don't necessarily focus on a fiscal year, and sometimes we have a little trouble with that. They miss a year, and that happens. Times, something happens in their lives, but they still understand that support of Ripon is important. Ripon does a particularly good job of making it clear to our students today, as well as it did years ago, that education isn't free, and that the people that came before you are those that helped make your education, if you will, affordable. Now that doesn't make it cheap, but alumni understand they need to help today's students afford what they're doing, or better afford what they're doing. I'm hoping that today's generation, the kids that are graduating today, because we're spending a lot more time and effort carrying that education process through. Not just education in the classroom, but education of, so how do you finance a college education today? And we do, I think, a much better job today than we did when I was a student here. We did an okay job back then, but it was more, of course, everybody will give to the annual fund. Now we explain that, and we try and make it clear to our students where the money comes from. And hopefully, in the long run, that's going to pay off for future generations of students. We were down in the late 80s, early 90s, we were down to under 600 students. That was scary. That was real scary. But the focus was moving forward, and it's always been that. And thankfully for that. It's given us a focus on making Ripon even better for the students tomorrow. And that's exciting. I mean, the plans for tomorrow, they're really exciting. Just I'm not going to be a part of it from the staff side. I'm going to be on the other side.